Nikama, or the English translation, which is renunciation, is the third parami of 10. And paramis are 10 qualities of the heart and mind cultivated so that we can reach liberation and awakening. What are some of the things that come to your mind when you hear the word renunciation? The dictionary definition is the act or practice of giving up, abandoning or resigning formally something formerly possessed, like a claim, a title, a casting off, repudiation, sacrifice, rejection. Notice how the focus in these definitions are on loss. Nikama, the word in Pali, means an ease with simplicity or recognition of the usefulness of simplicity in one's life and spiritual practice. Note here that the focus is on what is gained. The original Pali word has none of the negative connotations in the English translation of this word. There are already acts of nikama that you may not be aware of that you are already doing on and off the cushion. Watching this video to further your knowledge as you walk through your spiritual path is a form of nikama. The offering on this parami can encourage one to really reflect on one's life, realize the benefit of simplifying it and making the changes one can easily incorporate that can result in less stress and tension overall. In my own experience, moving in the direction of simplification involves making conscious choices that go against the grain of how we evolved and were influenced by earlier in our lives. For example, my parents were very social and were driven by the requirements of entertaining that were essential to my father's business. This aspect of living was easy for me to turn away from and do less of in my own life because I tend to be introverted anyway. This greatly benefited my time with my partner and children since we were always together, enhancing our relationships with one another. Another aspect in my life that I was able to observe very closely was the self-talk that I engaged in that was very unkind, disparaging, and judgmental. It has taken a lot of work and many years to let go of the inner critic, but the hard work has paid off, and it definitely has caused less suffering for me and simplified life by eliminating a layer of unnecessary suffering that used to add to times when I would make mistakes. Through some close examination with mindfulness on and off the cushion, it's possible to notice all our tendencies, such as the comparing mind, projection of judgments onto others, buying into stories that we create based on our conditioning that can create a lot of clinging, etc. When we decide to examine that which we can put down in order to simplify our lives, it's not so much a giving up as it is a letting go. Being at ease with simplicity simply means learning to be content with what life presents to us. We can observe that the problem arises when there is over-identification and attachment with certain things in our lives that have created stress. The practice of nikama can teach us to respond fully to what the moments in our lives present to us. We can choose to cultivate that which is wholesome so that we can live more fully in harmony with the world. Philip Moffitt, a well-known Buddhist teacher, has recommended these two exercises for nikama to try. He says to think of an aspect of one's life to renounce. It can be very modest, but should be challenging at the same time. This will help encourage and bring forth the inner courageous nature that is inherent in all of us. So the first exercise that he suggests is to renounce being attached to what others think of us, but only at work. So this would be a practice that one can incorporate in the workplace. And then the second is to renounce getting angry at my family of origin. And this would entail really getting grounded and setting this intention before meeting with one's family. And so I hope that you can enjoy working on these, and feel free to pose any questions that you may have about it to me about these exercises. Thank you again for your practice.